Yeah, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna go change my headphone and we'll talk about Amanda Seals and this ay 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 and the other reactions from it. So we're gonna get into it tonight, fam. Thanks for coming in. Hit the like, hit the share, but especially and subscribe, but hit the Cash App. And I'll get into that in a minute. All right. But let's get the show started while people come in. Shout out to everybody from the clouds and people joining in. Let's go.
Marijuana by name, ganja flowing through my vein, going to my brain. It's like this, it's like this.
When you sleepy, I wonder why. It must be the high grade in your eyes. You look like you're about to fight. High grade, I don't care what I say. We're gonna burn it anyway. Black blood alone smoke a whole party.
So me say ganja me smoke every day. 15, 16 spliff a day. Good purple sculpture me never say. Move out of my way, me make me weed entry. But long weed a bun more than a century. Go and farm a man, just go and farm me. And one ganja man, just go and plant it. Cause every time you do that, you do it for me.
When you look sleepy, I wonder why. It must be the high grade in your eye. When you look like you're about to fight.
Just got some smoke, you got to and this is what this majesty decline. Take off your wings, youth man, and fly like a bird high in the sky. And let them know that you are conquering lion, coming from the tribe of Judah. Some back when you don't have no roots and culture. Leave them alone, them a go burn in a fire. Fire. I don't forget my pussy last year. I see it to die tonight. I don't forget my pussy last year. I see it to die tonight.
If it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that this should have been love. Alright, but I never promised you no roses. Valentine's chocolates and I don't think I'll cozy. Me don't hear about the talk, say you have the little things I don't. I know I recognize it, but I never meant to break your heart. The heartbroken of the process. I wish I never was so smart. The time has come to pass. Every moment I remember now I said right. Baby, I've been hurting inside ever since you walked out my life. And still I just can't hide that this should have been love. Alright, if it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been, could have been love. Alright, could it have been the car when me drive? Or could it have been the herb fishing no light? I drew me there, you stood there late at night. Make you feel so me, you keep another life. Since you never stay, because I stay with it. I stay of emergency. Because I stay, I stay. My father left me from the street. Sirens from the street, Nazis, police and soldiers on the CIA. Sirens from the street, Nazis, with sirens from the street, Nazis, police and soldiers on the CIA. Sirens from the street, Nazis, with king pop. TNT get hot. Sophisticated weapons get a weapon them black. Beat them lick a shot. Giant and lick it back. Trade union workers, government them attack. That cause a state of emergency. Because a state because a state of emergency. Because a state my love in a BNC. Simon finally
television and religion are the tools of Babylon implement. Corrupting Jaja children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. They want to come for them and come make we chant him down. The great power and sound. Jaja children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. They want to come for them and come make we chant him down. The great power and sound.
I'm keeping it real. So we are live, we live and let's live. So we are live, I'm keeping it real. So real, yeah. So we are live, we live and it's big. As a man, you must be able to find work and put food on the table. There's no time to sit around to play the fool or be a clown. In the game there's no player haters, real hustlers and gold diggers. Now I have no time to watch the face. Them kind of people will have no place. I'm keeping it real. We live and let's live. I'm keeping it real. So real, yeah. We live and let's live. As we say, life's what you make it. You have a plan, you got to reach it. You work hard, you must get paid to live good for another day. Jesus, no bother with the tension. I say no bother with the stress. I say for ease up, we are dealing with progress. Peace and love and happiness. I say for ease up, we don't need no commotion. Cause everything is darkness. I say for ease up, no bother try to pressure me. And that is where I rest. Cause I remember when me had a yammy, me used to run dance club and party. And outside of the club and treat them hostility. Them can't bring that on we. Rabba-dabba every day upon us till down. The
Need your on the mic and him a keep the place strong. Now bother come here so like you are raging star. You can't bring that on clean. Me say to ease up, no bother with the tension. I say no bother with the stress. I say to ease up, we are dealing with progress. I say love and happiness. I say to ease up, we no need no commotion. Cause everything's got plus. I say to ease up, nobody try to question me. That is where I'm next. I know the time is getting late. Like balance in the race. I try to get my children fed. Meanwhile my shoes are begging for rain. Yes, I know that times are hard.
Hello. Yeah, we have to get into this, fam. Shout out to everyone that's come through. You see the sign, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit subscribe. Yeah, I know a man of this shit. I mean, damn. You know? Yeah, hit the like, hit the share, hit subscribe. And I'm just going to say a few things on this. Try to keep it within the hour because really, what else is there to say? You've seen this all over the internet. You've probably seen some of the cuts. And I'll go through some of them, myself. And basically, this is from Jubilee. Jubilee has, I guess, it's this new channel online that has these debate sessions where it's 20 people against one person. They had like Cenk, for example, from the Young Turks. He debated Republicans and Democrats, and he had a couple of positions himself regarding the mainstream media, and he's wanted to prove that he's against any mainstream media, whether Republican or Democrat. That got pretty heated. Jordan Peterson was on there. I'll mention him. He somehow, Jordan Peterson, the white conservative, somehow comes up in this debate, right? But it's not surprising, though. It's not surprising. So this is, I guess, the latest one that went viral, got tons of views. Everybody's talking about it. And this is Amanda Seales, the entertainer, actress, also a scholarly woman. If we're going to just keep it real, I mean, she has a degree and a master's, so she does walk around with the big brain. So, and that's one of her. Uh, that's part brand. All right. And she mentioned at the beginning she's disruptive, she can be annoying, she's not well liked, but that she's also smarter than everyone else. And whoever set this up, whoever, you know, had this done, this would happen to be done back in June. Okay, they were pretty smart to put Amanda against what turned out to be a bunch of tomato cans. All right, I mean, these guys, they're black conservatives, supposed to be 20 of them. Actually, only a handful of these people got to come up. Only a handful. I mean, out of all of them, there were 20 that were sitting there. I would say, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. You know, like 10, I'd say about 10 came up there. Two of them came up twice. Actually, three came up twice, which I don't think was fair. Get all of them up there, because I mean, and and the truth is, I know they're calling them 20 black conservatives. I get it, but not all of them. Like some of them, when you say conservative, some of them I clearly had a bit of a Christian bent to them. They're just Christian means conservative, family, and some did come there to learn. All right, like and I'll just like this girl right here. All right, she didn't come with the fire. She came there because she was interested, and I think she came because Amanda had several positions, and just to go through the positions here, I mean, she went on there, one black radical, 20 conservatives on reparations, systematic racism, black on black crime, and that conservatives ain't about shit. Okay, those were the four things she debated. So, and she was good. I'll just say that. I mean, um, she was pretty good. Like I said, she's not an idiot. Um, her four positions, reparations were just and necessary. All right, asserting that reparations for descendants of slavery are a matter of justice and they're essential for leveling the playing field for Black Americans who continue to be disadvantaged. She went into that too by the impact of racism and slavery. All right, she went into reparations being supported by president. Cutting a check is not the sole solution, but a component. All right, and that reparations are supported by a majority of Black Americans. All right. She also touched on again systematic racism. All right, the silliness of black on black crime, how much of a myth it is, and also that black conservatives like they don't do shit. All right, and that's the thing about these black conservatives on this platform. One thing that you learn, I mean, amongst again the buck dancing and buffooning in this, it was on fleek, all right. But again, they push the bozos to the front. They're gonna get the most attention. The bozos are gonna get the most attention. So, and like I said, we'll get into it. Like this booger beer right here, like this guy. And yeah, we're going to go into it. It's not going to be a deep dive. We won't have to. Everyone knows about this fool right here, Anthony Brian Logan. He's on YouTube. Now, what strikes me about him, first of all, this guy is not charismatic. He is not a great communicator. All right, he just spouts concern. He clearly he isn't well studied on any of this stuff. But on YouTube, he's got a million views, million subs, excuse me, a million subs. So guys like this, I'm telling you, they're just. And I remember this dude with all his conservative. I remember him interviewing Kevin Samuels for all of you Samuelites up there that love him. All right. And I said in videos I've said a couple of videos, Kevin Samuels is Scamuels, I should say. This dude just found a lane and ran with it. Kevin Samuels is no different than this dude. A lot of these guys, you're gonna see, man. A lot of these guys, they spout a lot of his talking points. But but yeah, there were a few bozos. There's one person in particular, like this guy. We'll get into him, who seemed to get a lot of attention. But what this thing showed, man, like what she really did was expose the FBA and ADOS grift. All right, because the responses that you're getting from these dudes about her, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. One of the main things that people say about quote unquote non FBA or not really, and that's the thing, you call yourself FBA or A, you don't even know what to call yourselves. But one of the main things that people say is, oh, well, y'all don't they don't speak up for black. We don't have any riders in that community. Tethers are people that are against reparations and blah blah blah. Well, here's a woman who is not black American, right? She's not black American. She's she her family's from the Caribbean, and you had a bunch of people in this debate, most of whom were black Americans. Most of these people were black Americans. I was on a platform, was it yesterday? No, today's okay, it was a Monday, all right? Psychopathist. And I happened to lock horns. I mean, it was a back and forth. It's not, but with a guy named Taz, you know who he is. Taz and Nyla, the guy who claims to be the GOAT. Like, dude, he just exposed, and there was another guy in there too. This dude is talking about how, oh, Amanda, because she doesn't, because she said sometime later in during the debate how she's basically on this race as a social concept construct thing, which is bullshit. Because come on, you were in a debate called Amanda versus Black conservatives. What I mean, where's the construct? I mean, they were black. You were dealing with black people. But this guy is gonna turn her and said, "I'm not fucking with her because she said that, and because she was talking about Grenada. Yeah, she's from Grenada. She wasn't out there saying fuck Americans. We got to remember Grenada too. No, she was speaking for you. And when you look at, hold on, let me just go to ScrewTube for a second. And ScrewTube, by the way, I got to go appeal with them. They demonetized me again. And that's why I can't fuck with YouTube. I cannot fuck with YouTube as far as, I mean, I don't depend on AdSense. Fuck these dudes. They play these games too much. Then you got to search and find out, okay, why was I demonetized? What did I do to make me demonetized? So I gotta, I don't, I'm not gonna be a slave to the monetization at YouTube. I'm not doing that. All right, I'll find out what it is, but now it's time for me to start promoting that Cash App and PayPal and the other stuff. I just can't fuck with these dudes like that no more. Um, but anyway, let's just go through. I mean, you got, and when you see people saying that she got cooked in the debate, they're either coons or they're the most racist about it. It's one of the two. They're either coons, but let's just go down the list of what some of these guys are saying. But first of all, let me just give some shout outs. Last Call, Choco, Fatal Stum, uh, Andre Friedman, what's going on? Powell, what's going on? Look, let's like what are we doing here? Some of these the faces, you know who some of the faces are. And Yvette, and you got Tone as well. Tone, dude. I'll get into him in a second. But look at this stupid shit, man. Like, let's go down the list. Let's go. Oh, this is the guy that Tariq sued. Okay, he sued him because he was in his first Hidden Colors and he was bootlegging it, which now it gets bootlegged everywhere. Look at this shit. Obviously, I'm not. There's no need to even. And Amanda Seals get cooked in the debate. How? How? All right. This guy right here. I mean, come on, bro. Let's go down the list. Trump said this about slavery. Yeah, this another clown. Like did all the trolls. Another fool right here. Wrote destroyed. How does she get destroyed? Where does she get destroyed? Again, just consider the source. O'Shea Duke Jackson's bitch ass. Huh? Why did she attack black immigrants in the debate? Um, Let me see some others here. MAGA versus SEALs. Black MAGA preacher. Good grief. And that's another. This guy right here, the Booger Bear. He's supposedly a preacher. Oh my God. Um, why are these guys such? What's with the faces that these coons make? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Um, Professor Griff. Okay, right. Professor Griff decided to whatever. Let's go. Some of these content creators, if you even mention the FBA, this is one of them, the Crimson Cure. She kind of came up when that white girl that Kevin Samuels promoted started saying racist shit and just hooking up with Nick Fuentes. She kind of came up with that, and now she's spouting the FBA Um, FBA ADOS talking points. Fuck her. Get the fuck out of here. This fool. Look at this. Look at this dumbass right here. Agents fake. Tether agents. Again, dumbass. Aren't you the same ones that define tether? You define tether as someone who doesn't ride with your movement. This is why I titled my video the FBA and ADOS frauds. What are you mad about? She sat down and she defended all of these things that you claim are important to your group. But she's saying eight. The truth is, you couldn't go up there. You couldn't go up there and do the same job. If Tariq went up there, he would have made a fool out of you. If Tariq Nasheed came on that platform, he would have gotten destroyed. Destroyed. Look at this shit. This is one of his punk lieutenants, the Black Alpha Network. Shout him. This woman right here, this fool, she says, "Oh, Amanda did a good job, but I'm not gonna." She at the end of her video, this is one of her videos. She says, speaks on this, that she's for FBA and ADOS. Which one? Which one? This is what I'm saying. But let's go back into the chat here. Man, these people don't know what the fuck they want, man. They don't know what they want. But, as it went through here, like, this was the first guy that came on, Anthony Brian Logan. All right. Let's go and, since YouTube decided to demonetize me, fuck them. Let's go ahead and let's go Amanda Seals and let's see what Anthony Brian Logan said. Another thing on this, there were 20 people, 3 women, 17 men, and she cooked them. 3 women, 17 men she had to school. White supremacy. And this is what I don't understand. You got black folks up there that are arguing against reparations, or arguing for the black on black crime and the propaganda, and you're arguing for white supremacy. And this, when you hear some of these guys speak, the Booger Bear right here, he said that there's no white supremacy, but black people overcame to get where they are. A lot of individualistic weird shit where, like, for example, this guy right here, right? Oh, I thought I had shared the screen too, my bad. This guy right here, this dude, guys, oh my God, if you're going to come to a debate and you're going to argue against something, when she brought up this, she had 4 things she was arguing. This guy came up when she was arguing that white supremacy was a real thing. This fool came up to argue again for the fact that white supremacy wasn't a real thing. And then he asked her, why would you say that? And she says, it's not a real, it is a real thing because he said, name one thing. She said redlining. And this guy was like, oh, what is redlining? I don't know what that is. How do you get up and argue for white supremacy and you don't know the basic definition of redlining? Google's still your friend. This guy comes up there right away to buck heads with her, and you don't know that? And this is what I'm saying. All like 17 men. Well, excuse me. males. 17 males. Really? Holy. Let's go to TikTok for a second. But these are all these people, see, with the exception of this dude right here, all right, who got cooked, and the exception of this woman right here, who got cooked, all right? All these guys, all of them, ADOS, 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 FBA, and instead you're focusing on stupid shit. This woman right here is bullshit. This Tabitha Speaks pile. This woman is bullshit. She's bullshit. All right? She's bullshit. Here's another man gets roasted by black conservative. Roasted? How does she get roasted? A righteous perspective. I'm guessing this guy is really religious. Roasted how? You got to tell me roasted how? Wow. Destroyed. Like, again, this guy's a clown. This is Savvy Saz. I don't agree with everything she does, but listen. Exposing the real people that can't stand Amanda Seals. Here's another one that went after her. Jillian did she actually double down this bitch? I didn't speak about her. Jillian Michaels doubles down on the bullshit? Come on, bro. And you mean to tell me, and you're saying that, and these black conservatives are saying that we don't deal with this on a daily basis? This manly looking bitch right here doubles down on this? Listen, bro. I never even spoke about that, but come on, y'all. Anyways, Candace Owens just crushed Rogue. How does she crush her? And that's another thing. People were saying, why doesn't Candace Owens debate Amanda Seals? Because she'd get destroyed. She'd get destroyed. You think Candace Owens is so smart because she talks fast? No. For whatever you say about Amanda Seals, she is intelligent. She would absolutely beat her down in a debate. It wouldn't even be close. Would not be close. Candace Owens does nothing but spout the same talking points that these guys speak. Let's go back to, I'm going to go over to TikTok. All right. Well, some of y'all probably already saw the debate, but let's go down to TikTok and let's see what's going on over there. Right? Here we go. Amanda Seals Jubilee. Black culture is toxic. Let's listen to the Booger Bear for a second. This guy, if you've seen his he has a YouTube channel. He's clearly, I mean, he probably thinks like this as well, but this is clearly a grift. I mean, pushing all, like, every video that he has is over the top MAGA bullshit. All right, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think he is the pastor that came out. All right, and a former gay pastor. Let's put it like that. I think that's what this guy. I gotta find the video. I'm almost sure, as I saw with Black Panther, he might in fact be that. But let's listen to this fool. Let's go.
What's that on your chain? What's that on your chain?
This is corn from Israel.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, you gotta go.
That's a choice that you are making for yourself.
Yes. The thing with the whole reparations thing, and I don't know, we're probably close to the same age, so maybe you can't call me.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
I'm 44.
Oh, really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you. That's what water and keeping stress out of your life will do.
Really? Liberal positions are real stressful.
By the way,
I mean, like, any position, like, just to say that liberal positions are stressful, like, how do you even fix your mouth to say that? All right. I mean, anything in your life could make you stressful. Is how you deal with it. How do conservative positions keep you at ease? Explain that. Conservatism is all about, quote unquote, discipline. There's nothing easy about discipline. Conservatism is about avoiding pitfalls and temptation. How is conservatism as ease and liberalism, if anything, that will keep you loose, if anything. Now, obviously, if you overdo it and if you fall vices and if you succumb to your vices, then yeah, that's dangerous. But how do you just say, oh, liberal positions are stressful? If anything, all right, you succumb to many rules, excuse me, that's stressful. That's not stressful. Conservatism is. Good grief.
By the way, I wouldn't know. I'm not a liberal. Carry on.
Well, most of it's the liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work.
And that's the thing. You throw around liberal like, you're supposed to shame you, or this is what these guys do.
Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is a
4.
Oh, really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
So,
let's keep moving.
Most of it's the liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work. We believe in
Okay, again, if you believe in hard work is stressful. It's just, this is silly. Let's keep it
going to work and working for what you got,
Yep.
not asking for handouts
right.
from people who never had slaves. Some of the people that you're asking for money from never had slaves. And let's talk about the fact there were also black people that had slaves.
Okay, first of all, we're talking about black people who were free, who bought back their slaves from the plantation, all right? And they're not asking for money from people, okay, who never owned slaves. They're asking money from a government that had that into law, all right? That's what they're asking. They're not asking it from any people. This is such a lame argument. They're not going up to their next door white neighbor and saying, listen, you owe us for reparations. The government does. The government. Now, if it goes through your taxes, this just is what it is. Because you benefit, and even if you didn't own slaves like that manly Haggerty bitch, Jillian Michaels said, you still benefited from the system just due to your skin. So for you to say, oh, well, we shouldn't get it, you shouldn't be asking, but you're not asking them, right? Most of them, white people in this country are broke. Not asking them, you're asking the government. The government is when you're the ones that bail out corporations. They have the money to bail out numerous corporations. You have multiple billions upon billions of dollars. What are you talking about? You have the money to bail out stuff. Trump is looking at what is he going to be spending on that ballroom? Some hundreds of millions. The government's money on that. So you're not asking people who don't have the money. The fuck are you talking about?
So if you want to talk about that, how is that fair?
What's the fact check? There were approximately 3,700 free black people who owned 12,000 slaves. Again, please put that in context.
If I'm a white person and my family fall on the side of the Union, why should I have to pay for slaves?
Which white people, number one? Number two, he's admitting that there was this, and he's going to bring it up too, that there's no white supremacy, but you fought against that. You're saying that you had people that fought against that. So, and who do you know whose family did fight against that? And if they did, then why would they be against reparations?
When this whole country was never all racist. Some of the founding fathers were abolitionists, and they believed, they hated slavery.
Can they? You got to source up, bro. You got to source up with who, source up with who you're talking about. Source up. See, again, this was nothing but Amanda Seals, whoever set this up for her. I mean, this was just, he's knocking down tomato cans out this bitch.
And they actually put things in the Declaration of Independence and things too, because they believe that there'll be a future where there would be a black.
Look at this fool. And this guy, he didn't get to come up, but like, geez, Who is that weirdo? And no, you're not gonna put in the declaration or something that you wrote that yeah, I was we brutalized black people. You're gonna put it in a very nuanced, very, you know, smooth manner that we did this and that. You're not going to put in there all the brutality you did. What do you think your president is doing now? The guy that you FBA and ADOS people helped to get in office. Look what he's doing. He's completely pasteurizing your history. So of course they're not. They don't want all the bad stuff to come out.
President one day, or that there would be people in leadership that were
Oh God, you're shaking
black.
it.
There was people in the North who helped with the Underground Railroad and fought fought with the Union. So why is that fair for people who never had slaves?
How about the people who did? I mean, sometimes it's just a simple question. You said the people who didn't. Okay, then you can do that. How about the people who did? How about the banks that are that funded slavery that are still in operation today? Hmm? What about that? What about institutions that were literally built from the ground up from slavery that are still up today? Chase, Bank of America. What about that, sir? But that, of course, never comes up.
Fought against slavery to have to pay for people that had slaves.
One, from my understanding, you are more interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of slaves. That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those
You
who
think?
have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity.
They weren't asking for handouts. I mean, okay, I don't know what he considers a handout. If you just came from slavery and you're asking for some sort of compensation from something that you were not paid for, and that's a I like they were asking for compensation, and that's what this is. And who gets more handouts in this country again? If you're going to say that if we're in this country where we're only 13% of the population and whites are the majority in this country, but who gets more of the welfare? Who gets more? Like I don't understand his positioning here.
And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know.
Actually, no, we didn't. We didn't have a black president. The dude was mixed. All right, with an African father and a white mother. All right, slow down with that. If he's black, so is Kamala, and she's Indian. So stop it.
Had a black president and we had a black vice president. I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black.
So hold on. So to push your agenda, Obama's black, Kamala's not, right? Obama's black, Kamala's not. They're both melanated. So Obama's black, Kamala's not. Just to push your agenda.
I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people, because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama.
I mean, this guy is really, really riding hard for white. And again, if you see, I'll show you his YouTube channel, which seemed to have grown, I guess. Again, I don't. If you're, I'm not going to say it's a grift because you can't go this far out. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe it is. All right. But come on, man. Like, black people vote. You're going to give, what do I have to praise whites for taking in oxygen every day? This is what this is.
Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and
But how? Oh my God! What's making America racist is people who continue to talk about racism. Somebody in there, man, I haven't even listened, looking at the chat. You got to tell me how this shit makes sense. All right, you got to tell me how this shit makes sense. So we're supposed to forget completely about what this country was built off of. That is so off to me. But let me continue. Where are we at? Oh yeah, let's listen to this fool.
Continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, Black people, and making us victims.
All of them shaking their head. Listen, maybe they're not actors. Maybe these guys are not actors. All of them shaking their head and nodding to agreement to this shit. Yikes.
And not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman
Hold
and
on. Let's stop for a second, bro. You're wearing the Zionist chain around your neck. All right? Are they victims? And mind you, because I don't really know that much about what's happening in Gaza, except I do know this. Just about every major superpower is backing Israel. Every major superpower is backing Israel. Russia's not, from what I understand, but just about every major superpower. All right? Canada is, US is, Britain is. I mean, aren't they claiming victimism? They're claiming victim, but you're wearing a chain around your neck of them.
those people fought for. They fought for
Do
equal
not bring up
opportunity.
Harriet Tubman's name in vain,
Yeah,
baby.
please.
Please,
They said the
Harriet
Lord's
Tubman.
name in vain.
Harriet
The
Tubman.
Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah.
So the fact check, Harriet Tubman directly rescued more than 60 people and provided assistance to dozens of others. During her journeys to freedom, she received help from free and enslaved African Americans and whites. Notice he didn't mention the free and enslaved African Americans. He just mentioned whites. But this isn't, you wonder why you're called conservatives.
You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
No,
Come
no,
on in.
no.
Come
You
on
know
in.
who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
Clowns.
God and
People
Oh my God. Oh my God.
who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
It's
that
a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir,
It's
that's
a
simply
lie.
See that? You see that? And again, you wonder if this guy is he really? I mean, again, you continue to speak like this. This will probably be your mentality after a while.
Not
There's
true.
no such. I mean,
If
there's
that
some.
were not the case, then we wouldn't see the
If
continued effort.
if white supremacy was alive, then why were they looking to abolish slavery to begin with? That's all. I mean, if white supremacy was alive, why were they looking to abolish slavery to begin with? What was that? If we're not in white supremacy, then what was that?
Of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power
You
when
know
they
why
do
they're
not
in
have the
position of power? Because
Let me
their
hear this.
culture, Black culture, is toxic.
See this,
The-
and
the
and
black-
see, no, we got to stop this. The whole black culture, guys. Your culture is taken from American culture. Okay, you can't. How so? When you say black culture, like compared to who? Compared to what? What is black culture? Where do you think they got it from? Like, dude, you have to get more context. White culture compared to who? Black culture compared to who? White culture? You mean white culture that gave us movies like The Godfather and gave us movies like Scarface and The Terminator? You talking about that white culture? Have you seen heavy metal rock of the 80s and the 70s? Ozzy Osbourne just died. What type of culture was he spewing? All right, a guy who passed a bottle around during a concert and had people do all sorts. They could have like pissed in that bottle, shit in that. whatever, and he drank the shit. What culture are you talking about? What culture are you talking about? I don't like when people say black culture, they don't even give an idea of what black culture is. Well, black culture is gangs. Okay, what about the white biker gangs? What about that? There's a show that I've watched. It was a great show, by the way, Justified. Justified is 6 seasons. It's a good show. Raylan Givens and it's a great show if you get to see it. Talks about the Dixie Mafia down in Memphis and in Kentucky. The Dixie Mafia. Go watch that show. You want to talk about white culture? Go check out Sons of Anarchy. And the Dixie Mafia, by the way, is that's a real mafia of white folks. What culture are you talking about? Good grief.
Culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home.
Another lie. No fathers in the black home? Lie. It's a lie. There are tons of black fathers in the black home. What like this? Again, this is the basic cut and paste go to that these black conservatives do.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit. It's not gonna work. No, it's a debate. It has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism.
I am not putting off
emotional liberalism. It's like these are just regular talking points that these guys do.
You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they did the misinformation thing all summer where everything conservative did. They said
you're carrying a chain around your neck.
Weren't y'all the ones saying fake news? Right. Y'all were the ones who were saying fake news all this time. So why not? Yeah, misinformation.
An apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling black people in Africa.
That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their own people. Black people still sell their own people today too.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
We're selling our own people today too.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
Wait a minute. Hold on. All right. This guy is a buffoon. The Epstein files. We'll just deal with that. Just the Epstein files, which is based on sea trafficking, right? How many black people are in those files? How many black people are they talking about? Which your president, those files that your president doesn't want, he says, it's a nothing burger, release them. Nothing but white folks in those files. But you're saying black people, can you give context? Because I just gave you an example of white people doing just that. Damn, bro.
That's with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so overwhelming.
See, that's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all getting defeated in the
guys. She didn't call him a name. She just said he's ignorant. That's a vocabulary word. Man, this was brutal. This was tough.
Colin, you won't have an argument because you keep cutting me off.
Oh, well, that's fine. If they don't let me come back on, I made my point.
You didn't make your point.
I made my point.
You haven't made your point. And let me just tell you about your point. You started off saying, we believe in hard work, and we believe in being compensated.
Reparations is not, though. Reparations is not hard work. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
Stealing and Robin Hood. Guys, I bring this up for this simple reason. This woman right here, she is a quote-unquote tether. This booger beer right here, this guy.
We believe
it's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
This guy is a whole black American. Zesty as fuck, booger beer, preacher, black American. Why do I say that? Oh, okay. Let's check This weirdo's website. But hit the like button, hit the share, and hit subscribe, and hit the cash app, please. This weirdo right here, who is he? Well, I guess this is going to help his channel grow a little bit more. This dude, the Black MAGA preacher. Come on, guys. And he got 476 subscribers, whatever. And yeah, he is the guy who I believe said he used to be gay. He probably erased the video and whatever, but yeah, you can see this. I mean, come on, guys. See the popular one. Agree with Sheriff. It's that black fatigue. Yep. I mean, you see what this is, guys. So obviously, he wants to build up his channel and build up his network and what have you, but everything on here is the MAGA shit, anti-black. He wants to be the next Officer Tatum. He wants to be the next Anthony Brian Logan. Again, he's a clown, but he's not. He doesn't use buffoonery to sell his product. He really doesn't. Right? Even though he just gets cooked in every debate, pushing the talking points. But yeah, this guy right here, this weirdo. What are these other guys? What are they worried about? They're worried about, where is it at? The FBA people are worried about all types of other shit. Is it this fool didn't even spell her name right? Like, let's deal with this dude right here, this guy, because he seemed to get most of the press. And this guy right here has turned out to be a fucking scammer, bro. I'm talking about the same. Let's deal with this weirdo right here. All right. A shout out to everybody that's come in, and yeah. But before we do, let's listen to what this guy had to say. I guess he wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, let's listen.
So this girl actually wants to boycott Jubilee. Now this is the problem with the left. I was on Jubilee, so I can tell you that they're actually more left leaning. Most of the people that work there are left leaning, but they're trying to be bipartisan. They're trying to make content that appeals to the left and to the right. But the problem is with the current right is that they call everything that they don't agree with propaganda. They are the party of cancel. The left are the party of cancel culture. They don't believe in free thinking ideas. They don't believe in one thing.
Yeah, they always hide behind this free thinking bullshit. All right, they always hide behind this free thinking. No, it's just wrong thinking, sir.
We'll give Amanda Seales credit for is that she was at least open enough to go on the show, because even Bill Maher, who's a leftist, said he tries to get people like Kamala, because he's more of a free thinking liberal. He tries to get Kamala and a lot of the Democrats on there. They won't come. That's why she didn't come on any podcast during the election. They can't handle their opinions being challenged. They can't handle having people disagree with them.
You have no. That's wrong, because as I said, this woman. Not everybody was there for the fuckery. This woman right here, she wanted to learn. This person right here wanted to learn. Another guy, this guy, all right? He wanted to learn. Not everybody was there for the fuckery, but the ignorance was so high and you were so dumb. There's a reason why everybody was cooking you in that debate. And let's just go through some of the reviews, all right? This guy's lying through his teeth. Let's just go through some of the reviews. It's not that people were against you or nothing like that. You're just dumb.
Bro, nobody was scared of you. I wouldn't even need to see the behind the scenes footage because I know no one was scared of you, bro. You can barely articulate a sentence. You made no points. You actually yelled the whole time, calling black people toxic. That's all you said. Amanda ate you up and you know it. You definitely weren't the best debater. And anyone who agrees with you, they are embarrassing, because that's the blind leading the blind. I really don't understand these right-wing black conservative influencers, I think is really strange. And the main reason is like these people that you like look up to, like Charlie Kirk, they wouldn't even look at you twice, bro. They would probably scroll past your content.
Of
So
course they
for
would.
you to say that Amanda was scared of you is embarrassing. Oh, and your chain is fake.
Yeah.
Out of all the people that she talked to, this is one of the ones that stuck out to me the most because his age and how proud he was to just sit there and argue with a black woman about how bad the black community is, which is crazy to me, dog. I'm like, what's your end game? Like, all you did was talk down on black people, talk about the crime rate and all this type of stuff, all the negative stuff. So what do you get out of that? Because are you doing anything to help and try to change those negatives? And
No.
you didn't say anything positive. So I'm like, what's your end game here? You're supposed to be a grown man, and all you got to say is negative things about community that you are part of. I don't know if you knew that or not. No matter where you go in this world, when they see you, they're going to see a black man. So I don't know why you're proud to talk down on black people. And I know why, because when you look in the mirror, you don't like yourself. That's what we call self-hate. You're the true definition of self-hate. Because y'all look in the mirror and hate y'allself, and you need to find somebody to blame. And when you need somebody to blame, they'll blame everything on the black community. Like, it's not your problem, it's our problem. Like,
but see, it's our problem, right? But when they succeed, when he succeed, he's individualizes it. This is what these conservatives do. Everything is individualized. Everything. Everything. Let's see what this person got to say.
Sills is your typical loud. Amanda Sills is your typical loud and wrong black liberal shaquisha.
Right.
That is just tedious and just a waste of time. She doesn't get that white guilt is over, and all black Eeyores that still think that there is power in perpetuating victimization are the ones that are getting left behind. Play the clip.
So I think I'm coming from a place, and I guess my issue is having had my biological father murdered by a black man, having had my cousin shot in the head by a black man.
Now I am glad that this woman came up. All right. So this woman with the blonde weave, the big teeth, all right, she comes on and basically is trying to tell the world, she's trying to make her point and say that she's right based on her own individual experience. Now, from what she said, let's just go back to this for a second. All right. She says that, her father, let's just go back for a second. Obviously, this dude is
had my biological father. And I guess my issue is having had my biological father murdered by a black man, having had my cousin shot in the head by a black man.
Now, this is during the debate where Amanda Seals makes her point that black on black crime is a myth. So she comes on saying that she came up in the south side of Chicago, and her biological father was shot in the head by a black man, and her uncle or brother, whoever, he was shot by a black man. All right. She also brought up how her mother was shot as a black man. My question to her would simply be this: what did your father do? What did your father do? Was your father in the game, being that you were in the south side of Chicago? Huh? Or was he just a civilian? Ask yourself that question. Because these people, that may be victim blaming, but these people blame victims on the regular by seeing stuff on TV. And obviously these guys lie a lot from what you saw from the Booger Bear earlier. So ask this woman this question: what did your father do? Was your father in the street? Or was he a regular working man going back and home from work? Ask yourself, because nobody, even in the street, nobody just black people ain't just going to walk up on you and shoot you for no reason. All right? Because something like that will make the block hot. Just to go after civilians and shooting up civilians and stuff. You go after people who are in the street, in the game. All right? You don't just walk up there. Nobody respects that. And guys like that don't last long. So ask this woman, What did your father do? All right? Was he in the street? And I'm not saying that he would deserve to die then. I'm saying, I mean, if there's someone killed you know, does that to you, and if they murder somebody, by all means, lock them up and toss the key. But you just gonna, this guy sitting here saying, ah, see, it got you. See, he got killed by a black. It's like, okay, and? But let's just continue to see what this guy says.
We can talk numbers and statistics and what the people are doing, what the white man is doing, and all that.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. Talk statistics, and you have to peel the onion. All right. When you say black on black crime, okay. Compared to who? Like you have to use context. Well, black on black crime. Well, compared to who? Well, blacks having more babies than, well, compared to who? You have to have a comparison. It's called peer review.
But at the end of the day, I see when my family lives on the south side of Chicago, and I think you and I both can attest to this. I'm not saying that there are not other factors.
Well, if there's other factors, then you have to put in those other factors. Guys, who in the chat is from Chicago? Who in the chat knows about Chicago? The south side of Chicago, that's the bad part of Chicago. Is that correct? Am I right in assuming that? What is the south side? Is the south side of Chicago, is that the bad part of Chicago? Someone help me out here, because I've never been to Chicago myself. I've never been to Chicago myself. What is the south side of Chicago? Is that the bad part? If that's the bad part, then you have to really dig deeper into what this one woman is saying. See, she's using her own individualized situation to talk about a much broader problem. So is the south side of Chicago, is that the bad or is that the good side? Oh, shit. Is that the bad or is that the good side of Chicago? What is that? You see? Yeah, you really have to start to peel the onion, not just listen to people say, yeah, well, my father was killed by a black. Yeah, that may have happened. Okay? Whites kill each other all the time. All the time. All the time. Give me a break with this shit. Well, let me go back to that. Yeah.
But we know that we kill each other at a disproportionate rate than any other race. Now, why we do that?
Where are the facts at, sir? Where are the facts? How much higher do black people kill each other than other groups of people? And what are the factors that do that? Cocksucker, do you even what have you done to stop it? Or are you just throwing out, oh yeah, see, look at the statistics. Let's look at the statistics and see who really murders who at what amount of rate. Give me a break.
And why 6,000 to 9,000 black men are going to be homicided or killed or whatever by the end of the year annually by other black men, whereas
wait, hold on, asshole. No responsibility? No response. Like what type? Don't black people go to church every Sunday and they speak against this? What are you talking about? No responsibility. Can y'all hear me okay, by the way? Put some ones up if you can hear me okay. What no responsibility? What are you talking about, man? Unbelievable. These dudes. But it just shows you that there are some of these people that are out there that are like that. And unfortunately, this woman that you see, this is one of the people who are not FBA or ADOS or whatever. These are the guys that they're using, like the tethers, her and this other dude.
Back So let's talk about facts. I just want to move back to systemic racism because you mentioned systemic racism earlier. I just want to look at 3 applications of systemic racism against white people and against East Asians as well. So for example, we have the National College Attainment Network, which defines affirmative action or even race-conscious admissions as taking race as one of the factors whether or not you're going to admit a student. And we noticed that when race-conscious admissions was out of it, Black enrollment dropped 64%. At UC Berkeley. And that is an act of systemic racism. Trying to look at people's races and allow them into colleges whether or not they're of a set race is racism. I mean, it's race conscious. And Martin Luther King's most famous quote is that he doesn't want his children to be judged based on race, but by the content of their character. And the content of people's characters also includes merit. We have another example of systemic racism. Burgess Owens. He's a representative out of Utah. He's a Black Republican representative. He called out the MIT president for having Black-only dormitories. I mean, what does that mean? Why are we trying to segregate each other and say that Black people feel safer amongst Black people when the truth is they're actually more in danger when they're around Black people? And that's
oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Burgess Evans or whoever, he's a former football player that basically went along for the ride in a Raiders Super Bowl. So he thinks that so he made himself out to be this gridiron great when he was just like, you know, a sub to a sub on a team that ran to the Super Bowl. And so I guess that fool said that, you know, Blacks want to separate dorms. I mean, that's racist. See, if they want to separate dorms with Black people, all right, this is what I don't understand. When you listen to what this guy said, Blacks are less safer with Black people, or more in danger with Black people, but these Black people are in college though, who did all the hard work to get to where they got, and they're in college, and you're still saying that they're unsafe. Did you hear what he just said? Just listen to him for a second. Listen to him for a second.
We have another example of systemic racism. Burgess Owens. He's a representative.
He called this systemic racism. He calls what Blacks do systemic racism. Listen to this.
Out of Utah, he's a Black Republican representative. He called out the MIT president for having Black-only dormitories. I mean, what does that mean? Why are we trying to segregate each other and say that Black people feel safer amongst Black people when the truth?
First of all, wait a minute. They had separate dormitories. They didn't say why. They didn't say that they would feel safer. Did they say that? They just had separate dormitories. And listen to what, and now this is a dormitory at MIT. MIT is where the smartest of the smartest go.
Representative out of Utah, he's a Black Republican representative. He called out the MIT president for having Black-only dormitories. I mean, what does that mean? Why are we trying to segregate each other and say that Black people feel safer amongst Black people when the truth is they're actually more in danger when they're around Black people? And that's unfortunate. It's sad that I'm...
Wait a minute. How are you in more danger amongst a bunch of Black nerds in MIT? And I say nerds as in, you know, just another way to say smart. They're Black people who have achieved the highest, and they're some of the smartest Black people in the country that have worked to get to where they're getting and did everything that you claim to do, but you said they're unsafe? This is weird thinking, bro.
Saying this, but it's the case, and I have to say it because it's true. Okay, Black people are killing each other at a vast, crazy rate. Black men rapping about it. It's savagery. It's barbaric, and we shouldn't be doing it as a people. We should try to get more Ben Carsons. Ben Carson's cousins were murdered when he was younger, but his mother came to him and gave him a book and told Ben Carson to read.
This is just tired. This is tiring, bro. This really is. Did he uses Ben Carson and? I mean, there's a lot of Black people who aren't Sambos who came up from rough situations and made it better for themselves.
And studied to not be like his cousins. And Ben Carson separated 2 twins at the back of the head, and he's known as one of the best pronounced.
I mean, you're telling us stuff that is well known about Ben Carson, but you'll find out why this guy is so enamored with the Ben Carson story.
Neurologists or neuroscientists that we've ever seen, right?
Ben Carson said that slaves were immigrants.
Well, they were brought here. to the United States, and many of them were slaves, and we know that to be a fact.
What is the difference between someone being an immigrant and being a stolen person?
I mean, I understand that many people were stolen here, but 90% of historians agree that slavery would have not been possible if black slave owners within Africa didn't sell off their people. White people didn't show up and just start stealing people. They didn't do that. That's not how that worked.
They literally did that.
But they didn't. They worked with black owners and
the Arabs literally did that. And Arabs did that as well. And I think it's very important. And I think it's important to note that there is an oversimplification of history as well as of black people in Africa. There's a failure to acknowledge that in Africa, black people did not consider themselves black people. That was a racial distinction that was solely created by white oppressors.
This is where she's on her bullshit. Okay. I mean, this is that racism is a social construct bullshit. This is what that is. You're going up against black conservatives. To
legitimize slavery.
Arab oppressors, actually, because the Arabs did it in the 7th century. They were the first ones.
But you see what these guys are doing. It's Africans. It's black people owned slaves. It's whites helped Harriet Tubman. You understand? Everything except whites. And you wonder why people beat up on you the way they do. This isn't about victim. What does this have to do with victimhood like that other fool was saying? Everything you do to avoid offending whites.
They did not name it under blackness. They simply just decided we're going to go and have enslavers. This was a decision that was actualized and then tried to be pushed forward through eugenics. Literally, there was an executive order that was passed a few months ago that said that Donald Trump wants to now control the museums because he wants to take back control of the narrative around race. And in one of these museums that they cited was that there was a display that speaks about race not as a biological thing, but as something that has just been created as a social construct. And he stated that that is an incorrect expression of race, that race is biological.
But it is biological. Like, let's look at our phenotypical traits, the nose differences, the hair texture. It's a biological thing. Sure, there's a social concept, but there's biological differences.
Sir, you're very convicted.
There are biological. This is why they're showing. This is why in all these videos where they're saying that she got cooked, they're showing this guy's face. All the videos where they're saying, let's just go back for a second. I'm going to get back to this video in a second. All right. This is the reason why these fools are saying, oh, well, she got cooked or she lost the debate, blah, blah, blah. You notice that they're always showing this guy's face because he made one point. No, it's not a social construct, because if it's a social construct, then you are simply debating a construct of conservatives. You are debating black conservatives. All right. This is the one small part where they were right. The one small part. This is why they're saying this. Let's go back to the rest of them, but that's the only time that they may have got something. But let's go.
Convicted in your lack of information around these things. Race and ethnicity are two different things, okay? Ethnicity is where you're from. Race is literally something that was created to put people into categories of caste, to put people into categories of oppression. Race is not something that you are. Race is something that was bestowed and put upon you.
That's racism, not race. Race is simply the aggregation.
Race is literally something that was created and put upon you. And I want you to listen to me as somebody who has studied this, who has a master's in African American Studies from the Institute for Research in African American Studies at Columbia University. I want you to understand very clearly that race is not something that is biological. There is literally
look at the differences.
There is many differences that are equated to ours that has nothing to do with race.
Melanin content is not biological at all.
So if you have a black parent and you have a white parent, and now you come out looking white, how is that a biological proof of your race?
Most of them come out having curly hair.
Stop. There's no most of them. You do not have anything to prove that.
You're mixed race too.
I am not mixed race. My mother is black and my father is black.
Well, my father is also considered black, but he's very much has a lot of European DNA.
You know what I think? I think that you are at a phase of your learning where you you are a contrarian. And I look forward to seeing your development, because I have a feeling that you're actually going to flip the script eventually, because you are somebody that definitely is grounded in wanting to learn facts and wanting to learn the truths of things. However, you're currently still stuck in an indoctrinated space that is tricking you into thinking that you are something that you are not. You are a Black person who is literally having to receive the results of racism, but ultimately you are of an ethnicity that has thrived in spite of it. And that is where we really exist from. And that is where our resilience comes from, in spite of systemic racism.
I think our resilience is happening now. I think growing, understanding the real problems, not going out and trying to protest against, you guys don't ever do this. KTS.
You guys don't ever do that.
Not going out to protest. This country was built on protest. This is what they don't want us to say anything. They basically just want us to, they don't even want us to say ouch. So like these conservatives, they don't want you to protest or do nothing at all. They don't want you to do nothing.
Who is you guys?
Members of the Black community that want to hold people accountable, especially Black people. So KTS Dre was shot 60 times outside of.
I don't know who KCS Dre is, by the way. I don't even know who these rappers are. I mean, come on.
County Chicago. How many BLM members came out? You earlier said BLM is about
referring to me as you guys.
Okay, that's fine. So, for example, we had a really good example.
And BLM, I mean, stop it already. I mean, this is where this shows you're not around too many Black people, because nobody, even I knew BLM was bullshit since I saw the first cover when Mike Brown got shot. And when I saw the cover on Time magazine, I said, okay, when did this system ever care about Black people? So I knew it was bullshit then. Come on, bro.
Of this, where it's not a police, because I remember you
Where
said.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? What do you mean by that? Like, what state am I from? Where was I born?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Florida. I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay.
Where did you grow up for most of your time?
In Maine. I lived in North America.
In Maine.
Yes.
And what is the population of Black people in the town that you're from?
It's really extremely low, but I grew up around Black people, and there was a Black community where I lived.
And that Black community that you lived in, did they teach you about Black history in the United States? Like, are your parents Black American?
Yeah, my mom is Black. My father is Black.
No, I'm asking, were they born in the United States?
No, because I wasn't born there.
Oh, so you guys are all from Angola?
Yes, but again, I like I told you earlier, right? In terms of people like,
and then look, this is why this right here is what got all these FBA fools and the ADOS and all these. This is where it got them all up in a tizzy. Oh, this is a tether. He's not from here. He's talking about our shit, blah, blah, blah. Bro, what I see, this guy is clearly very young. Now, there's no excuse to be this ignorant and this insulting, right? There's no excuse. I mean, clearly this guy's been indoctrinated, but when you see the path he's gone through, he clearly was very sheltered. That can happen. Some people, that can happen too, believe it or not. Like, he was probably sheltered in Angola, went to Rhode Island of all places, and completely and totally brainwashed. That happens, folks, believe it or not. You don't think so? Here's a perfect example. This guy right here. Remember when he said this? Remember when Wheezy said there's no such thing as racism? The rapper expanded on his colorblind view of the world, recalls having his life saved by a white police officer. There's no such thing as racism, but he's making a distinction based on being saved by a white police officer, but there's no such thing as racism, right? And we know that, like, Wheezy, this pill popper and just stoner and the whole nine, I get that. But he said this, and Wheezy said this when you think about him being a child star, all right, growing up with the group the Hot Boys, probably getting cheered by mostly white crowds, all right, and completely and totally oblivious to what's going on in the street. All right. So You can be isolated. Birdman probably isolated this fool. I mean, Bird, I mean, obviously. And you can be isolated to the point where you probably don't see race. I'm not saying that it's an excuse. I'm just saying it happens. It is what it is. You see. So yeah, when he's saying all of that shit, and obviously this when Amanda Seals went on her rant, and this is also what got the FBAs and the ADOS people all up in a tizzy.
Like KTSA, they were shot. BLM doesn't come out for them. And I remember you earlier said,
think it's really
hold on, can I please finish? Can I please finish? You earlier said that BLM is worried about police, but when Daniel Penny choked out the man that we all know was causing violence on that subway train.
He was not causing violence.
He was threatening
causing
people.
Disruption is not causing violence.
He was threatening people.
Causing disruption is not causing violence.
And the people there helped him also. And we know that we helped them.
I don't know what that has to do with BLM. Random people on a train is not Black Lives Matter.
BLM showed up for that. They did.
Showed up for what?
BLM showed up threatening white people. When Daniel Penny choked out the man that we all know was causing violence on that subway train.
You see, but he wasn't causing violence. This guy right here did, like, again, no excuse with this dude. But then again, I'm not going to excuse him, because if you're going to get up there and you have the confidence to say this with your chest, then no, there should be no excuse. Your youth shouldn't be an excuse to be this ignorant.
He was not causing violence.
He was threatening
causing
people.
Disruption is not causing violence.
He was threatening people.
Causing disruption is not causing violence.
And the people there helped him also. And we know that we helped them.
I don't know what that has to do with BLM. Random people on a train is not Black Lives Matter.
BLM showed up for that. They did.
Showed up for.
Yeah, of course. I mean, because the guy got choked out by this monkey from the military who didn't have to use that type of force.
What?
BLM showed up threatening white people, saying that they're going to go get white people now. They
BLM
did.
protested.
BLM New York.
BLM protested. Where did you get that from? You see, your sources are not. You're not able to cite your sources. Please go sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the. Nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a Black American. As the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative that Black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from Black people in the United States. It is not the same. Period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of Black Americans.
And see, this is what got everybody all in a tizzy. This speech in particular. First of all, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but those 20 people around you, they didn't give a shit. You saw how they were nodding their head, they were clapping. They don't care he's from another country and he was spouting that shit. He's one of them. They could care less about that. He's a Black conservative just like the rest of them. Some of them ain't even Black, to be honest with you, but they don't care about that. They didn't care about that at all. He's spouting all the talking points that people like. He's spouting all the bullshit talking points. Blacks are this, blacks are that. He's part of them now. You see? Secondly, why would Tone Talks, all right, or really ADOS and FBA, why would you say something like Amanda's trying to take our talking points and Amanda's trying to be like us? Amanda is trying to co-opt ADOS. If Amanda Seals, who never spoke about ADOS, can co-opt your movement by just going on one little debate, your movement ain't shit. That's all that means. If she does that with one little debate, your movement ain't shit. It means Tariq was right. You don't have the charisma to lead. You don't have the charisma to really grab people, and neither does Tariq either. But it just means that you don't have it in you to lead a group of people and draw a crowd like she does. That's why you're mad. Why would you be upset with this woman who went on a big platform, spouted your talking points? Hell, if she is quote unquote not an ADOS, but she's talking your talking points, isn't that the definition of a rider? Getting behind if, yeah. Wait, why did I do this? Yeah. If you're rocking with the Steven Crowders of the world, nigga, like seriously, if you're getting down with that, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. Black fatigue, reparations, okay? This is what this woman says, that she's still blocked. Why would she be blocked when she fought for you? Why? Unbelievable, man. I hear you. But this shows you, man, the FBA, these people are these people and ADOS, they are frauds. They're frauds. See, it doesn't matter if someone does go out there and fight for you. How does Tone Talk say that, oh, we've been doing this first and we did this? Dude, how come you haven't been before Congress yet? What black politician have you been speaking with, or are you just YouTubers like me? All you do is Twitter bang. When have you gone to Congress? Do you have a figure? Do you keep people up to date, or are you just a social commentator like me? And the people who said, oh, because I know this brother right here who used to be, which shows you that people can change. People can change. Lucas, the amazing Lucas. Yeah. Listen, he said that black people are cooked, bro. She handled 12, like 20 conservatives. Just 12 of them went up. Bro, like, how are we cooked? Look, bro, how are we cooked if one black woman could sit down and handcuff 20 conservatives at once? All right. None of them made any points. All of them had all these ad hominem arguments. All right. Like what, like, you know, I can't get depressed after watching this. All right. Some of these guys, listen, it just is what it is. But most of these people that you've seen in this crowd, all right, most of these people, they're all, for the most part, Black Americans. Black Americans. Now, you might have missed something that I showed, because I don't think I had the screen shared. Homegirl over here. This was another annoying one. This one right here. Like this fool right here, the DEI babe, the one who, again, most of these people, nothing but ad hominem, same old tired ass coon, racist talking points, all right, with no research. No research. Because I didn't have this shared, but let's go. Let's listen.
Amanda Seals is your typical loud and wrong black liberal shaquisha that is just tedious and just a waste of time. She doesn't get that white guilt is over, and all black Eeyores that still think that there is power in perpetuating victimization.
You know, I can almost tell who's grifting at this point. I can almost tell who's grifting and who's sincere. This guy comes off as a dude that's grifting. I don't know. I mean, maybe he isn't, but it's almost like I can tell at this point.
Are the ones that are getting left behind. Play the clip.
So I think I'm coming from a place, and I guess my issue is having had my biological father murdered by a black man, having had my cousin shot in the head by a black man. We can talk numbers and statistics and what the people are.
I said this before. Are her cousin and her father in the game? We got to get those answers. I have a feeling that some of these people are going to have their own platforms pretty soon, or some of them may have a platform, and we just got to know the backstories of some of the bullshit that they're saying. Well, let's continue.
Doing what the white man is doing and all that, but at the end of the day, I see when my family lives on the south side of Chicago, and I think you and I both.
For the guys in the chat, is the south side of Chicago, is it bad? Is it a bad area? Talk to me.
Can attest to this, and I'm not saying that there are not other factors, but we know that we kill each other at a disproportionate rate than any other race. Now, why
where are the facts at, sir? Tell me the facts. Compared to who? Tell me where these people are that are killing each other. That's important. Tell me where these people are that are killing each other, and I'll show you whites in the same area, same type of position that are doing the same thing.
Do that, and why 6,000 to 9,000 black men are going to be homicided or killed or whatever by the end of the year annually by other black men.
He said no responsibility. What do you mean by no responsibility? You got to ask these questions, man. Like, this dude does not know what the fuck he's talking about.
Whereas the likelihood of a black man being killed by a white police officer
No
is less than
responsibility, like from who? From who?
Per year. We know that we kill each other at a higher rate. So I'm not debating that there are not factors at play, but because I've lived the.
But you have to put those factors into play. They're not just killing people just because they want to kill. Matter of fact, Europeans have been proven to do that.
Experience as a black woman losing my father to be murdered by a black man walking down the street. By the way, no worries, thank you. But walking down the street in inner cities and different things, knowing that it's more likely that my own brother will rob and rape me than a white man or a white officer.
He said her own brother will rob and rape her than a white person. And for those in the Umar sector, those were Carrie's talking points, who got it from Cynthia G.
Officer, we got to be real.
What's your proximity to white men in the south side of Chicago? Are there even white men around to rob and rape you at the same rate that there are black men?
Yes, stupid. That's very important. You got to ask those fucking questions. I know you don't like to really dig deep and peel back the onion because you're not interested in solving the problem. That's why you're like, oh my God, why? Because you're trying to peel back the onion to find out what's going on. But a nigga like you will just say, nah, they just killing each other. Bitch, nigga, we're trying to understand why that is happening. You don't want to know the real answer.
There are white men around at the same rate. There wasn't a lot of black people in there, but then that doesn't just.
There you go. At the same rate. You see?
Justify the fact that we're destroying each other. So even if we get
nothing, we can agree on that.
Okay, because I feel like a lot of
nothing
times
justifies.
Like,
I'm not a liberal.
See these guys. They don't want a solution. He doesn't want a solution. He just wants to point out the bad and say, you're doing this, you're doing that. You see? No responsibility. She's taking responsibility by asking questions. They don't want any answers. Give me a break with this stupid shit.
I'm not a liberal.
Okay, well, I will say that people that sometimes have your stance that are against conservatives maybe.
How is she a liberal? She's a liberal because she's not on the far right, cooned out right like you are. And those who are, anyone who is, you call them a liberal.
Claim that they're making it up, they're making up the numbers. We know that we do that to each other. So I want to get to the root of the issue. Why are we killing each other? I think the root of the issue is we've lost our values and we've lost our resilience as black people.
Was her only rebuttal is that the girl don't live close enough to white folks and tried to gaslight her as if we don't have a problem, it's just proximity, that there's no.
Stop, stupid. Let's see. John J. Dulio II. See, you have to really, John J. Dulio. Who is that? Who is John J. Dulio who would write this? John J. Dulio. Wait. John J. Dulilo. Say Delulio. Okay. Look at this, folks. Look at this. John J. DeLulio. Gee, who is John J. DeLulio? Who is that guy? Oh, Oh, okay. Let's stop for a second. Let's stop. Who's John J. DeLulio to say these things? First of all, who's he referring to? Oh, this guy. This guy. Professor of politics, religion, civil society. This guy. So, bring back bureaucrats, body count, governing prisons. This is what this guy writes? Governing prisons? And look at who are also people who search for them. Look at this. Good grief. Good Lord. Well, let's go look for this other woman right here, right? I mean, you just can't, bro. I can't with these dudes. I cannot. Before we get to this girl, let's deal with this guy right here. Hold on a second. Ah, brother. Let's listen. Let's listen, dude. Come on.
You saw the trailer of the Jubilee debate that's coming up this. When black women and black people use the same retired talking points, it all ends the same way. And a bunch of yelling, nothing, no one gets anywhere, no real progress is made in the conversation. And that's what happens in the Amanda Seales debate. For those of you that saw the trailer of the Jubilee debate that's coming up this Sunday with me and Amanda Seales and one black radical versus 20 black conservatives, you're going to see her doing a lot of yelling.
American Soul, your bitch ass want to come up? Does your bitch ass want to come up? Listen, no, hold on. If you want to, and Franklin White, if you two want to come up, here's what I'll do. This is not for anyone else. This is just for them. This is just for them. All right? We'll see if these weirdos come up. This is not for anyone else but them. Nobody else but them. If they want to come up. This is no one else but them. Come up or shut the fuck up or I'll just block you. It's just for them. That's it. Let's continue with this dude.
You're going to see her. I want you to watch it. I want you to watch it. The same tired, nonsensical political talking points that are pushed by the mainstream media is exactly what comes out of Amanda Seales' mouth. And I'm not saying that she's doing this intentionally. I'm not saying anything. What I am saying is that the same tired, repeated talking points are repeatedly used by the left and the far left and the radical left to try to make the idea of being a black conservative taboo, to make it unprofessional, to make it unethical. There is this war that exists in the black community specifically between thinking conservatively and thinking left-leaning.
That is wrong because most blacks are conservative. They're just not conservative. There's a big difference. If it's just conservative, why is your side always based on race and black behavior? Huh? And black ethics and our morals and black culture, if it's just about, oh, we're just conservative, why is that?
There is this victim mentality that has consumed the entire black man, black woman body politic. If you think you're anything other than a victim, you are not black enough to be in or down with the struggle. And as y'all watch,
that is a lie. That is a lie. All right, because you guys play victim all the time. You're crying now because one woman took over 20 of you at once, and you're getting flamed online, except by Sambos and racists.
Watch that debate. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to the rhetorical style of Amanda Seales. Pay attention to what she says and what she chooses not to say, and how she reacts when confronted with truth, facts,
really,
and
facts over fiction. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go through? Since you're saying that, right? Hold on. Amanda Seales, she pushes victim narrative. I don't see where the victim narrative was, but okay. Let's see. Black on black. Here it is. This is you, sir.
1968,
Right.
Dr. Martin Luther King in his last speech said that we have an annual income of more than $30 billion a year, which is more than all of the exports of Canada and more than all of the exports of the United States and more than the national budget of Canada. That was when we were economically at our poorest. Yet 85% of our black children were growing up with a father in the home. There was less black on black crime. There was less disenfranchised.
Why was there less black on black crime?
Because we needed to live together. We had to stick by each other. We had to.
What was there also less of?
I'm not sure where you're leading. That's a leading question. I don't like.
You don't like this?
I don't like leading questions. No, I like direct stuff.
So essentially, when we were living in our own communities, we were also policing our own communities. So we were not being used as statistics in the same way to determine how resources were provided to our own communities. When we were going to the government saying, hey, we deserve because we are supposed to be separate but equal, we weren't saying, hey, we want to be with y'all. We were essentially saying, we want what you are stating we deserve. And that is what all of the efforts of the civil rights movement has been. It's literally just been to say, you said when we got out of the Civil War that we would be considered citizens and all citizens should be getting equal access to these things. However, you are actively allowing the Klan to harm us. You're actively allowing.
Who's killed more black people, the Klan or us?
I would like to continue
Guys, this is how stupid this has got. The guy who you just heard speak, this is him. Who killed more people, the Klan or us? Not, and again, not people who are put in a situation, in an experimental situation like the hood. And I say, you put people, any group, race of people in those positions and divide and conquer, you'd have the same effect. Or the Klan who willfully went out and killed black people for no reason other than they're black. How ridiculous do you sound? And he's saying that, oh, this is a victim mentality? Good grief. Good Lord. Let's see if that bitch, American, so none of them came over, right? None of them came over. None of them came over. Unbelievable.
In my statement, I let you speak uninterrupted. When we talk about this concept of who is harming us, we are really making a false claim when it comes to black on black crime, as if there isn't white on white crime. There's also this unnecessary effort to try and pathologize black on black crime in a way that you don't try to pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now, they may be on jet skis in the pictures after they shoot up their whole family, but nonetheless, there are white people killing each other every single day. Now, much of the reason why
when you look at the faces of those guys, they're like, they literally
can't pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now, they may be on jet skis.
This guy can't believe it. Like they do? Yeah, they do. Yeah.
In the pictures after they shoot up their whole family. But nonetheless, there are white people killing each other every single day. Now,
this guy can't believe it. White people kill each other? Yeah, stupid. Absolutely.
Much of the reason why you may see more numbers in terms of black on black crime are for two reasons. One, the statistics be lying all the time. We have seen this numbers. Okay, we have seen this in a real way. So in New Jersey, in New Jersey,
what numbers can be trusted? Because with the previous speaker,
I'm about to tell you right now.
Okay, so your sources.
You can't such number. No, I'm literally about to give you an example of numbers not being able to be trusted.
Okay, talk.
Check, guys. Check this. Check what she does with this clown. This guy didn't come prepared. All right. This guy didn't come prepared. Check the example.
That's what I was doing.
I'm listening.
Okay, then listen.
Oh, my ears open.
So listen, in New Jersey, they had a statistic that was created by the police department that said, look at how many black people are committing crimes. Look at how crazy this number is. These black people are so exorbitantly violent. Look at this. And then people went and actually matched the names that they were booking with the faces of the actual people incarcerated. And it was proven that they were lying.
So that's one in, okay. So
that is called sourcing up. That's not ad hominems. That's not propaganda. That is called sourcing up. That's what Amanda Seales just did. She sourced the fuck up. And this guy was saying, oh, all she was doing is screaming. No, you got cooked and you didn't have any sources yourself.
One instance. Hold on. No, you're talking to somebody that works as a police dispatcher when I'm not making content. So
a police dispatcher. Just a police dispatcher, just a guy who says, "Oh, you're doing this and you're doing this." You're not even qualified, sir. You might as well be the administrative assistant. Amanda, now I'm really, hold on. Let's see what this one was about. Black fatigue.
I had to understand why Harriet Tubman.
Let's see.
I would actually argue that the Black working class is failing. I would actually argue that the Black working class is failing themselves. Wouldn't you agree that, you know, in order to get a job, in order to qualify for a certain position and an education system at a job, wouldn't you argue that it should be based off of qualifications and not your race or identity?
I've never argued that.
In other words, she right off the bat, she's saying that we don't deserve to get these jobs. Like, why even hire Black people if you're going to think that as soon as they step through the door? Doesn't your resume tell you exactly what your qualifications are? Are you serious? Like this right here, these guys are such, they're individualistic and they're also just very snotty. Like, what do you do, miss, that you're so qualified to do anything?
I've never argued that. That's not
I
the
know
case.
that you were saying that you would argue that it should be equal, right? So you're saying that there should be Black Americans in education systems, in jobs, but wouldn't you argue that they should be qualified for those positions and not just placed there because of—
He just doesn't think Black people are smart enough to do anything. This is what this girl is arguing.
their skin color?
I've never disapproved that.
Okay, so let's say—
That's not what DEI is.
Okay.
Do you know that?
Well, I'm not talking about DEI right now. Well,
because you're suggesting that I suggested that somebody should get a job just because they're Black. And I've never asserted anything like that.
I mean, I understand that you may not say that exactly, but a lot
I
of the
didn't say that
things
at
are,
all.
you know, they're pointing to that.
No, it's not pointing to that.
okay.
And so that is that I need to clear this up because
Okay.
it's a really important point.
Okay.
We live in a nation that has actively pedestaled white people. Can we all agree on that? That we
In
no,
the past,
we can't.
in the
Okay,
past,
in the
but
past,
not
in
currently,
the past.
but not currently.
So okay, fair.
Okay.
Okay, so how many Black people are part of this administration's cabinet?
I'm not sure. Can you tell me?
Zero.
Can you film?
Now, she didn't know. Other people kind of knew, right? And out of this administration, they can name one or two.
Zero. Who?
Like,
So
this is a big
seems like
one.
there may be a
That's
couple.
not a cabinet.
I don't know.
Scott Turner.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we got,
there are.
So we got two.
So there are.
So we got two.
Can we
got
also-
two. We got two.
There are Black cabinet members in every administration. Okay, so come on, bro. I mean, that's really not that big a deal.
So back to your point, DEI is about expanding.
Yes. Okay.
Not lowering credibility.
Okay.
So if we have a system that has very actively said these particular people are the best people
Okay.
simply because of their race, DEI said, or their gender,
Okay.
because DEI mostly leveled up white women.
Okay. So it would be incorrect if it's, you know, if we're pointing toward this, you know, a majority of race is qualified because of the skin, the base of their skin.
Absolutely.
color. Okay.
Yeah. Whether they're
Okay.
white, Black. I mean, race
great.
is fake anyway.
Now, I do want to touch on a point that you did
And
mention.
she should not have said that. This is where she fucked up, saying race is fake. Just very quickly, I was on the platform, Psychopathist Live, and I had to get in the back and forth with this dude named Taz. Y'all know who he is. You know, you probably know. And he's just saying, oh, I'm not fucking with her because she said race is fake. I mean, dude, with everything she said during this debate, and you want to find a reason now that she explained why she said race is fake, which I still think is bullshit. This whole what you call it is a social construct type of thing. That's bullshit. But I don't think, but to sit down and say, oh, I'm not fucking with her, when I watch all the anti-Black shit that these FBA and ADOS people do, please.
Earlier that you would argue that, you know, Black people have less opportunities in America. I do not agree with that. I have not had, you know,
First of all,
a
you're a
problem.
light-skinned woman.
And so are you.
Yes.
And you're doing
so
great for
colorism,
yourself.
Yes. And so colorism really does
but
serve us.
I do want to say, why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that? Do you think it's just based off the color of our skin, or do you think it's based off of the reputation that Black people make for themselves?
What
Did you hear that? Black people make reputations for themselves. We don't control shit, but we're the ones who control our reputation. Wow.
reputation are black people making for
What
themselves?
would you argue? Because I mean, when I look at
who makes the
let's
reputation for
look
black
at,
people?
Let's look at music, for example.
We already had this conversation with somebody else.
Well, we're gonna have it again. Most of the people that
are we?
Most of the people.
But
I'm gonna shut it down right now and let you
Here's
know.
the thing, guys. Whenever people start bringing up music, right? Black people listen to this type of music or that type of music. You can shut them down with one statement and see what they have to say. When they say, oh, we listen to nothing but rap and all this other stuff. And by the way, they've been calling rap crap for a very long time, long before drill music, long before the 90s, when they had gangster rap, which, by the way, the 90s didn't just have gangster rap. All right? Let's keep that in mind. The 90s did not just have gangster rap. But okay, long before then, they always attacked black music. Hell, they attacked it back in the 70s. They attacked it in the 60s. They attacked it in the 50s. All right? So they've always attacked black music. But just ask these people whenever they bring up the black music, I'm like, oh, okay. You think our music is shit? What is your playlist? Because see, I listen to everything. I'll listen to hip hop, but I'll listen to classical music, but I'll listen to R&B. But I do have a rock playlist, but I do have a funk playlist, but I also have a 60s playlist. You see? Anytime they say the bullshit of, oh, it's the music, stop them and say, oh, what is your playlist? Because everybody has an iPod or whatever. What do you listen to? You listen to gospel all day? Great, because I listen to gospel myself. Shut that bullshit talking point down. Because they can't even name the music that they claim. What is your playlist, miss? You listen to Chris Brown? You want to take pictures of him after the party and get bent over by Chris Brown after you take the picture with them? What type of music does he sing? What does he say in his music?
That the reality is that when you come to black music, for you to say most of the people, you've already lost the argument.
Am I right?
There is no most of the people with black.
There is no most of the people. Most black people don't listen to rap music. There are black people who don't even like rap music of any era. There are black people who simply listen to jazz, grew up on jazz or just R&B. Some black people don't like rap music. What are you talking about?
People, because you haven't heard of all of black music.
Most of the music that is, let's say, maybe exalted or shown by the media, right?
And who controls those systems?
Who is exalted by the media? Beyonce is exalted by the media. So is Rihanna. So, I mean, what rappers are exalted by the media? You gotta, like, come on, man.
And Black Americans. But who's putting it out there? We are. We're the ones putting it out there.
The distribution systems that are putting them out there.
I'm glad she's saying that it's Black Americans. She's saying it's Black Americans. She's not saying it's foreigners, right? She's not saying it's tethers.
But who listens to them? Because I can bet you most of my friends, my black friends that are not conservative, they listen to that music.
Your black friends that are not conservative, but they're your friends though. But they're your friends. Like you listen to, so wait, you are friends with people who listen to junk music pretty much. And what have you done? That's the thing. She'll point out the problem, but she never has a solution. You have a solution. All right. You have any solutions? You have none.
Defiles their bodies.
You know who else
about black on black crime and
everybody else. But if we don't acknowledge,
guys, the only rap that talks about black on black crime is that stupid drill music. And here's a little secret for you. Most of the people, when you hear of a rapper getting shot or killed, just check out what their lyrics are. Most of the rappers that get killed, they put that shit out there. So stop the cap. Let's continue.
That they are not in the same way pursuing white voices talking about the same thing, even though they are. We simply like to start at the branches of a tree and not at the root. We have to understand that.
By the way, what did Eminem talk about? Eminem talked about raping his mom and killing him and all this other type of shit, and killing his baby mother and the whole night. Come on now. Mom took him to court in real life, right? Mom was a freaking meth head and drug addict, as was he. He just recently got off drugs. Like, what are we talking about out here?
Media is king. Okay, media is king,
and media does not favor conservatism. I can tell you that right now. I mean, look at the protests right now in Los Angeles.
Depending on who is in office, media does favor them. Media
I mean, we have
never.
Trump in office.
What does the protest in Los Angeles have to do with conservatism or going against? It's just going against ICE. What does that have to do with conservatism?
Right now, and media is not favoring Trump at all.
Media is absolutely not favoring Trump in certain spaces because Trump is also not favoring that particular type of media. But it depends on the day. And we have to acknowledge that regardless of whether you talk conservatism or not, media has never favored Black people at any point.
All right, guys, that's time. You've been voted.
I mean, brother. But yeah. These are all FBA, and here you got Amanda Seals. She's coming out there fighting on behalf of Black Americans, and you are dogging her? On behalf of Black Americans. On behalf of Black Americans, you're calling her a tether. Just ridiculous, man. And the men on that panel, like, again, these are guys who are Black, and like, these dudes are just, dude, you're worthless. Worthless. But stop acting like this is the end for Black people. God, they're like, these are just a bunch of coons that you know, I mean, just like Ice Cube said in that song, they'll get a new nigga next year. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. It is not that big a deal, man. But it just proves the response by these so-called Black Americans or towards Candace Owens, towards Amanda. I mean, Amanda would cook that girl. Cook her. All right. And I do agree. Amanda is, I mean, she's a bit, she can be unhinged. All right. I don't know if she'd do well in a controlled debate. No, hold on. Let me just go down the list. I just want to, you know how it is with Twitter, the sewer of Twitter. You got to make sure that you go through the filter first before, you know, messing with Twitter. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. So let me just go down the list. Right. Yep. You see this guy right here? You see this guy right here? I just saw something on Twitter. The guy who didn't know what the fuck had no idea what redlining was. Well. Oh, brother. Well, let's go up. Up. Keep going. Oh boy. And keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Didn't know what redlining was, and went up to argue during the segment that there is no white supremacy is a real thing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it just shows you, man. I mean, come on, bro. You know? you know. And I'm not against, you know, you can date who you want. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, but at least can you come on already and not go after black people and say something doesn't exist when you're clearly trying to escape it? Seriously. Holy, and he's running for Congress too. Like, come on, guys. Good grief. How did, and this shows you how delusional these are. By the way, FBA, this is your guy right here. This guy. You see, with this is your guy. This is your guy. This is you. This is you. This is you. This is who he worships. Fuck are you talking about out here, man? A man that got cooked again. Cooked how? The only response, what's the proximity to white people? Yeah. That's an important question. Yeah, man. They're like, come on, stop it with this. This guy thinks that he won this debate. This is what this guy thought. Unbelievable, man. But the FBA people, they'll tell you. Now, let me hold on. I want to look at Yvette Carnell and see what Yvette had to say. Because Yvette had something to say on Amanda Seales as well. She and her bitter ass, right? She's mad that come on. Amanda Seales, okay, here we go. We're self-interested, the growing identity debate in Black America. Hating ass motherfuckers. Hating. Where are we at here? I guess she's selling an ADOS book. Folks, Bridging the Gap, Collective Diaspora, Pan Africa. Brother, man. These people hate Africa, man. That's for sure. They cannot stand Africa. They cannot stand Africa. Can't stand it. You know? But anyways, man, the ADOS and the FBA people, I'm telling you, their group is fake. Their group is a fraud. All right. Anytime someone steps up to stick up for them, they always going to run for some excuse because they want to stall. All right. Amanda Seales on a huge, this got 1 million+ views, probably at 2 million now within a day. All right. Giving you your talking points for you. She's a bigger voice than any of you dudes. She's more articulate than most of you dudes, more articulate than Tone, more articulate than Yvette, more dynamic than those guys. The only person who I can think of, and he's obviously too zooted out to do anything, maybe Umar Johnson, if he can focus. Tariq Nasheed would embarrass himself. He would get cooked in this debate, and any of his minions. But you had a woman who got up and spoke your talking points for you on a big platform, and you're attacking her. You're attacking her. Let's see. It's a real issue. White women, predominantly white guys. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Like this dude out here doesn't even know what redlining is and stuff. And dude, you're speaking about this? Like, come on, bro. Seriously. But yeah, man, I just wanted to, get my perspective of this. At the end of the day, obviously, Amanda Seales, listen, she brought on a bunch of, she went up a bunch of tomato cans, beat the living daylights out of them. All right. And listen, she came out good. She came out good. These black conservatives, listen, these guys weren't actors. This was some real shit. This was real. This was real. They actually think this way. And it's unfortunate, but it means nothing because these people, I mean, Amanda took out 20 of them, like I said. So she was calling ADOS crazy, the same thing. Okay, she changed her mind. That's all. She changed her mind. What do you want? She changed her mind. Oh, and Haven Bullets. Let's listen to what Haven Bullets, because he got, as you know,
yeah. So it's like, and you see that currently. I don't know if you're familiar with the ADOS movement.
I am, and they have adopted my book, and they seem to like it.
I was just about to
but
say
they
that they
have not read
adopted
it.
your book.
I was
They have
going to
not read
say,
it.
that's fascinating.
Yeah. So it's like, if you have read my book, you know that I'm the opposite of ADOS.
Right.
If you just read the title, then it's like, oh yeah, she thinks that Black Americans are like better than Caribbeans and they shouldn't be here and getting reparations. It's like, that is absolutely not what I'm saying. Absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm talking about how can we build coalitions, because we have generations of Caribbeans who have been in this country. We have extra generations of African immigrants who are in this country. And so depending on where you live, some people are just like, all right, we Black, right? It makes more sense for all of us to be together, safety in numbers. Let's not try and like divvy it up. But if you live in a place like New York or Miami or even DC, where there is an abundance of folks, then of course, then I can rep my own identity. But in a lot of places, it's not advantageous to do that, because it's like, well, it's the two of us in school. So like, we're the Black kids and we're gonna stick together. Or at work, right?
That makes them. Who is this woman? Who is this woman right here? What are you talking about? She just said that ADOS conclusions are not her conclusions. Who is this woman? I gotta find out who that woman is, man. I gotta find out who that is. Actually, let me see if I can find it now. Let me see if I can find out who that woman is. Because what she's literally saying is that Yvette Carnell stole her work. That's what she's saying. She's literally saying that Yvette Carnell stole her work, which would be interesting, which would be quite something if she did, in fact, steal. If she did, in fact, steal this woman's work. Hold on a second. Oh. Who is that? Hold on, I gotta find.
Generations of Caribbeans who have been in this country. We have extra generations of African immigrants who are in this country. And so depending on where you live, some people are just like, all right, we Black, right? It makes more sense for all of us to be together, safety in numbers. Let's not try and like divvy it up. But if you live in a place like New York or Miami or even DC, where there is an abundance of folks, then of course, then I can rep my own identity. But in a lot of places, it's not advantageous to do that, because it's like, well, it's the two of us in school. So like, we're the Black kids and we're gonna stick together. Or at work, right?
As you heard, family, what did she say? People thought she was ADOS. Why was she saying, I'm not them, I'm the opposite? You may think from just the title or just certain things from the surface level, you think I'm them, but I'm not them if you dig into it. This is what I was talking about with the co-opting of legitimate talking points about inter-community, inter-ethnic interactions in America. This is not new. What we talk about with this one versus that one goes back over 100 years. In fact, it goes back to slavery with the old the old enslaved person having to teach and interact with the newly enslaved person. This is not new. What you see here is people accusing Amanda Seales of copying FBA, when that's not true. The talking point of people who were outside of the Black community, whether they be Black immigrants, whether they be biracials, whether they be adopted by white people or adopted by a non-Black group, or they grew up in non-Black areas, and they come back to the Black community with all this anti-Black talking points that don't make any sense that they got from white people. We have always had to let them know, like, hey, where you from? hey, where you lived, this, that, and then break it down that they don't actually understand and know what they're talking about. And then try to educate. Super thanks. Or you can just donate to me for the love of the specific to you. Anyway, let's get into this video. First, I want to let you watch this clip. Here we go.
Okay, you didn't even tell me who this woman was, man. Come on, man. Fuck. I want to find out who this woman was, man, and who anyway. Come on, man. He didn't say who the fuck the woman was. Anyways, but look, Amanda, so let me just end it like this. Amanda Seales, what she did to Myron Rose was fucked up. You know, basically accusing him of something he didn't do. She fucked that dude up. She made some mistakes in the past, but she shined here. And for FBA and ADOS to attack her right now and basically say, oh, we're not hooking up with her just because you yourself weren't able to elevate yourself by yourself. They're not doing anything as far as elevating their group, all right? And getting their group out there into the public. Who knows, Amanda Seales might be on TV and she'll talk about this for you. So the FBA ADOS, they're frauds, all right? They're not about reparations. They are not interested in getting any reparations. They're only interested in getting online, getting subs, getting clicks, getting views, attacking other Black people, because that's where it is. These people are so fucking dumb that they are mad at at Amanda Seales for representing them on in some little debate. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is out doing this type of shit, which is what you really should be worried about. This is what Trump is doing to you right now. This is what this guy is doing. Look at that. The museums right now throughout Washington, all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything is discussed, how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing but success, nothing but brightness, nothing about the future. He's lying, of course. We are not going to allow this to happen, and I've instructed my attorneys to go through the museums, start the exact same process as done with the colleges and universities, where tremendous progress has been made. This country can't be woke. Of course, you got to stay asleep, right? He wants people to stay asleep, especially with the Epstein files. That's why he's doing this, all right? Because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world. We want people to talk about it, including in our museum. This is what this guy's doing, right? And I've even had some people on here, like these people are just, this guy right here must be a troll. Where's it at? Let's just sort by the newest. Yeah. This guy right here got to be a troll. He wasn't saying slavery was bad. He's saying the museums focus on the bad things and not the good. That's a lie. This guy has been trolling me for a minute anyways. Sub-Saharan Arabs are the brightest, whatever. The pedo lover, yeah. But you're mad at Amanda Seales, and this is what your boy is doing right now. This is who you wanted in office. This is who FBA and ADOS voted for. Congratulations. That's all I can tell you. Congratulations. Listen, hit the like button and the share and subscribe. Leave a comment if you need to leave a comment. Yeah, this was a whole shit show, but you know what? This was meant to trigger Black people and to get under our skin. This is what this was meant to do. And obviously it did. But yeah, have any comments, put the comments down there. And you know, hit the Cash App and hit the Cash App, hit the share, and yeah, man. More to come in the near future. And as I said, man, don't let this, Amanda cooked them. You know, don't let these buffoons, some of them grifters, some of them are just just dead. Just don't even let yourself sweat it. Anyways, man, thanks everybody for coming through. You know, like I said, and I left this open. Okay, none of the FBA people want to come in, so whatever, man. Thanks for coming through. Like I said, just go to put down the comments, hit like, share, subscribe, and also Cash App too. While I take care of this YouTube situation. And thanks again, y'all. And until next time, peace.